So I'm basically going to give you 2 points. First point, can you actually read out that first point for me, because I can't quite read it from here.
A,
Yep.
3 and 1,
3 and 1.
and B is 5 and 5.
And B is 5 and 5. So in other words, I have 2 points here. I have A, which is given as 3, 1, the coordinate 3, 1. And B is the coordinate 5, 5. So I think I'm going to make sure I draw this out on a set of axes. So okay, I need to go from 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to put A and B on here. And I stress you do the same. So we're going to go 3, 1. So that's my point A. And B is 5, 5. So let's draw a line between those two. Okay, so if I want to find the gradient between these 2 points, what I need to do is use this formula here. I need to think about, well, what is my change in y and what is my change in x? So the way in which I'm going to do this is by literally thinking, well, how much do I move across by and how much do I move up or down by? So in this case, how much do I move across by if I'm going from 3, 1 to 5, 5? Well, I'm moving from 3, so my x-coordinate was 3, then I'm moving to 5. So how much am I moving across by? 2. Perfect. Okay. How did I get that 2? Well, I just simply subtract the 2 x-coordinates from each other. So 5 take away 3. Okay. How much am I moving up or down by if I'm moving from a y-coordinate of 1 to a y-coordinate of 4? 4. Perfect. Okay. So again, just do 5 take away 1. That gives me my 4. So therefore, if I want to work out what my gradient should be, it's just simply, so my gradient, my formula over here, is just simply my change in y, which remember is 4, divided by my change in x, which I've just said is 2. So 4 divided by 2, which gives me a gradient of 2 in this particular example.
Is it 2 over 4?
It's not 2 over 4. The reason being is it's always change in y divided by change in x. That way I'm sure that I'm only going to move 1 across rather than 2 across in this case. So it's always going to be change in y, which is 4, divided by change in x. So in this case, I think my gradient for this particular line is 2. And you can check that because look, if I only move 1 across, you can see I only move 2 up. Okay, if I move 1 across from here, I move 2 up from there. Okay. So yeah, in this case, the gradient is 2. So in general then, I do also have another formula. If I get given my coordinates like this, in order to work out my change in y, can you see that in order to get my change in y, all I've done is I've looked at the change on my y coordinates. Yeah, that's my change in y. Just subtract those 2 things to get from each other. If I want my change in x, similar thing, I just look at the change of my x coordinates as well. Is that okay? So, in which case then, if I want to change this formula or adapt this formula slightly, what I could say is that my change in x, or sorry, my change in y, is going to be this coordinate, take away this coordinate. Well, if I say in general that this is like, this is my first y coordinate, so the y coordinate my first point, and this is the y coordinate my second point, so I call it y1 and y2. Do the same for the x's, why not? This is my x coordinate my first point, x coordinate second point. That means that if I want to find the change in y, I just need to subtract the two y coordinates from each other. So in other words, y2, take away y1. Then if I want to find the change in x, well the change in x is just going to be x2 take away x1. Yeah, it's just the change in the x coordinates. So and actually that defeats the object, so you don't even have to draw this graph anymore. Okay? If you just simply want to find the gradient, you can just simply use this idea. You can say, well actually I just need to subtract the two y coordinates from each other, subtract the two x coordinates from each other, divide those numbers, then that gives me my gradient. Is that okay?